top 10 defensive ends. Let's get to that. It's on offthehooksports.com. And Caleb's continued this series. It's been fantastic. Sorry about that. 10 greatest single seasons by an edge rusher or defensive end. You start with a really good one who had a great year, who really surprised me throughout his career. I didn't think he was special. I was wrong. It was Shaun Ellis, 1999, and he went on to have a great year, a great career in the NFL.
Yes. Now, Dave, you explained to me this. Shaun Ellis, and I had Darwin Walker for defensive tackle in 99 and Shaun Ellis at defensive end for 99. Both were 98 starters. How was the 99 team worse? Because it seems like the defensive line was at least much better in 99 than it was in 98.
Complacency and a change in coaching in the defensive backfield.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Number
Paris
9.
Harrelson at number 9.
Yes, rest in peace. He passed away, I think, a year ago. That you'd covered him, Dave. I'm sure he was the anchor of a great defense that was wasted because of the worst offensive coaching I've ever seen by a football team.
Yep. Ronnie McCartney going back to 1975. I'll take your word on that. Kurt Maggitt, 2014. So you're kind of going back before the term edge rusher was used, but that's exactly what he was an edge rusher, whether his hand was down or not.
Yeah, Kurt Maggitt was really the first in Tennessee history. Like, he was the first time I had ever seen, and I'll give John Jansen and Butch Jones credit for this. They were the first to really say it doesn't really matter if you're an outside linebacker or defensive end. It's like, it doesn't matter how you play if you're an edge rusher. Your goal is just to get to the passer. And Maggitt played that role well. And look, if Kurt Maggitt didn't get hurt in 2015, I think he would have been an NFL star.
Absolutely. So coming up next, Bud Sherrod in 1950. Again, I'm going to take your word for that. Jonathan Brown in 1997. And then you had Todd Kelly. And his family has been a part of Tennessee football for decades. And he was very, very, very good. No question.
Yes. Todd Kelly. He's a guy, he waited 3 years to start. He rode the bench 89, 90, 91, and then he got 1 year to start in 92, and he absolutely dominated. Todd Kelly's play when Johnny Majors was in the hospital is the biggest reason Fulmer got the coaching job. The reason Tennessee beat Florida and Georgia is because of what Todd Kelly did on defense in those games.
Absolutely. Then Derek Barnett. He's kind of one of those fan favorites in a time that Tennessee football wasn't very good, and he should be. He was a very, very good player.
Yes, Derek Barnett. Honestly, Derek Barnett had 3 straight double-digit sack seasons. And there was always comparisons between Derek Barnett and Myles Garrett at the time, and I always said Barnett was better because Myles Garrett racked up stats against bad teams. He was kind of the Tyler Bray of defensive linemen, whereas Barnett saved his best stats for the best teams. And I give him credit for that. But 2016 was his best year.
And look at my guy here, General Nealon. No, he's not the real one, but he's got Leonard Little sophomore year. He was ahead of the curve. That is number 1 on your list.
Before we get to him, I got to give Bowden Wyatt a shout out in 1938.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped Bowden Wyatt. How could I skip Bowden Wyatt?
1938, golden age of Tennessee football. Tennessee's first national championship season, their first SEC championship season, their first season they ever made a bowl game, and their 3rd undefeated season in history, and the last one until 1998 that they went undefeated. But yes, Leonard Little, number 1. Dave, I'm going to give you a hot take. You know how Leonard Little earned All-American in 1997?
Yes.
That was a Lifetime Achievement All-American award because they didn't give it to him in 95. But 95 was the year he should have been an All-American, and not 97. Because 95 was he was hurt in 96. They were forcing him at middle linebacker, as you talked about in 97, where he wasn't a fit. But 95, he set the record for tackles for a loss at Tennessee with 25, a record that still stands to this day. Leonard Little earned All-American honors in 97 because of what he did in 95, and they should have given it to him in 95.